How's it going? No one in chat? I don't even know if I have the right chat open. Yeah, if you guys are watching, just say one thing in chat. Make sure I have the right chat window open. But I hope you guys are having a good day. What we're going to be working on today is I'm trying to continue working and try to finish out my starter kit. So we'll see how far I get. I'm going to turn down this click noise a little bit. All right, let's check out what we have. And also check out what we need to do. Last thing I think I worked on was the ability to log out of all sessions, and I think that's working fine. I'll just mark that as done. User edit profile info. Can I edit my profile info? I can't. So maybe we can do that. And also, I think this project's reaching a point where I need to go and like look through reusable things. Because I'm noticing some pages look a little bit different in styling than other pages. Yeah, so what's up, Alan Freitas, Lewis Lee, Geoff Davis, S Chat, Admiral, how's it going? Yo, there's quite a delay. Oh, thanks for the follow. I got my Twitch notification set up finally, y'all. Yeah, so why am I not doing... Hey, thanks for the follow. Why am I not doing my starter kit in Convex? Because, first of all, Convex has like a ton of starter kits already. Like, they have so many different... Let me show you. Oh, thank you for the follow. I feel like these notifications might get annoying at some point. Yeah, if you go here and go to templates, I mean, like, they literally have tons of like starter kits. They have a starter kit that's already hooked up into Stripe. Like here's an X14 app router starter kit. So they already have a lot of stuff. And secondly, a lot of my viewers are kind of anti third-party software. And so I want my starter kit to have like the most, only like the necessary things. So for example, like I have R2 for file storage. And I think that's about it, right? It has built-in authentication. What's up, Josh Manders? Welcome. Big fan from Kathmandu. Isn't that like a Star Wars place? What do you think about domain-driven design? Honestly, I don't really feel like I even know much about it. Like I've read about it, and it's one of the things where you like read about it, and you're like, I don't really understand what I'm reading. From the gist of it, I feel like it's just make sure your code and your business domain naming conventions kind of align. What's the tech stack of this project? It's Next.js. Your buttons are bigger than your inputs. Yeah, they're a little big. I'll probably fix that. I want to add OAuth social logins to my Next. I'm not sure what. So I mean, for Next, you can use Next Auth, which personally I got away from. I just feel like it's really coupled to edge deployments and stuff, especially if you're using like their middleware functions. And so I'm just not even using like middleware in this project really for authentication. I am just doing like Lucia Auth with database sessions. Thanks for the follow, Justin. Anyway, let's see if we can make like an editable profile. So like right now, you can go and view your profile, and this profile page is a work in progress. But I would like it if people could like make a profile and just put some information about themselves. Maybe give them like a rich text editor for this. So let's go back. Switch to profile. I don't like how if you're on your own profile page, you can't switch back to editing it. So it might be nice to add like a switch to or edit profile button up there. Potentially. And then also, I'm trying to rethink. Like this page looks a lot different in design compared to all my other pages. So I may move the name up here. I don't really have clear direction when I start working on stuff. So let's just go ahead and do a profile. What page is this? Anything come up sometime. Info. All right, let's just focus. I need the ability for editing the info. And I think right now, I think I have like an editor. Okay. And this allows you to do like markdown editing. So if I go to like my groups here, manage group, I got this nice editor. Okay. It's a reusable component. I just need to make sure it's truly reusable because I would like users to be able to write their own like little personal bio. Let's grab this whole thing, go to this page, and we are just gonna go ahead and just like put it. Am I on the right page? Oh, I think I need to go. I think this is the right one. Sorry, it's kind of early. I'm still waking up. Settings, profile. What page do I need to go to? Dashboard settings profile. Dashboard settings profile. Go, and then I should be able to find the, yeah, so right here I could just basically add like a edit bio form TSX. Okay. Is admin or owner? Well, technically this page should not even load unless you are an admin. Yeah, I'm on the right page. Just want to make sure. So let's go here and say edit bio form. And then we need to kind of change some stuff here. HTML ref current edit dot on this doing. So this, I will say, just put a menu bar because you should be the admin or else you wouldn't be able to view this, right? Extensions. Need to rethink this. Affected property. Okay. Oh, I think I brought in the wrong one. Content. Hello world. Editable true. I think this is a client component, so like we need to. There we go. Look at that. Why is it messed up? Hey, thanks for the follow. A litigal? I don't know how to say that. All right, let's just go over here. Put this in there. There we go. I don't know why. Maybe it's because this had a flex or something. Hey, thanks for the follow, Ben. By the way, should I turn off those sound effects? I feel like they're kind of annoying. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I should turn them down. Do they sound too loud on your end? Thanks for the follow, trolls me. It's not necessarily a ship fast competitor. I mean, like, I'm just building something that if I wanted to make a project in the future, I'm going to clone the code because it's made in a way that I like it. Do you think Next is best for shipping an MVP fast? No, I think if you want to ship an MVP fast, you need to use what you're already good at. Okay, I can't take these sound effects. I got to turn them off. Thank you all for the follows. I appreciate it. But I can't take these sound effects. I don't even know how to turn them off. Oh, you guys don't even hear them? Maybe it's only Twitch that hears them. Man. I feel like after that Theo raid, like, I'm actually at 12 viewers on Twitch. Like, it's a new me. It's a new year, man. Followed on Twitch just to hear the sound effects. I mean, my desktop audio should also be playing through. Let me turn them up. Yo, one more person follow me on Twitch. Is that a little bit louder? I'm at my kid's swim meet. Why are you on your phone, bro? I'm just kidding. I'd probably be on my phone too. Like, it's cool for the first couple of minutes, and you're like, okay, they're just swimming back and forth. Okay, anyway, I want to make sure it's not too loud. It's very loud on my end, but whatever. So we want to, first of all, I'm going to wrap this in a configuration card. So configuration panel, I mean. And then we should be able to put a title here that says profile and bio. And now I don't know why. Why does this mess it up? It's so weird. Also, why is it not full screen? I think this has a grid. Okay, this has grid columns too. I think I'm gonna make this do I need to wrap it in a div again? Probably not. This should full screen it. Okay. And then this whole thing, just space it out a little bit. Okay, a little bit more. Let's do 8. I want this to be full screen. So this thing wrapped in some type of like what is this? Okay, why not? I also don't know why this is even here. It's already a card. Hold on. Do I need this at all? Don't. Hey, thanks for the follow, a tech chatter G. Yeah, definitely need the W full there. Cool. There's also no save button. Thanks for the follow, Global Cube. Add a save button. I feel like some of this stuff could definitely be reusable. Thanks for the follow, AWR. Save changes. Okay, so I need to move that to the right. Okay, so I definitely need to wrap this here. I'm curious on your opinions on design for pages. I like to add icons to all my buttons because I think it just, at a glance, it's like easy to know what the button does and you see an actual icon. But I'm having inconsistencies where I'm like not doing that in some places. I'm curious if you guys were building your own application or if you are building an app at work. What is your approach? Like icons, yes or no on buttons? Hey, thanks for the follow. I can't even see your name over the stream. Let's see. Meat Stick. Okay. Interesting choice in a name. Oh, by the way, what's up, Dev? I saw you earlier. I saw your name. I just didn't acknowledge you. Thanks for joining. Have you been doing? Find a job? What's up, Daria? Clear label is better than an icon. So you're saying just don't even add an icon? I'm not sure what you mean by clear label. Like you mean like the name the wording you put in the button is better? Alright, so if I click on save, it doesn't do anything because we're not persisting this anywhere. So we need to, in here, probably add some logic to update the profile bio. Let me just copy all this. User ID display name. This will be bio. This will be, I don't know what I called it. Do I not have a bio? Let me go to my schema real quick. And let's go to users and figure out. I guess I call it profiles. Yeah, we don't have a bio. So let's add one. I'll say bio is some text. It's going to be a, what would we call it? Text? TypeScript should help us. Why is it not? Oh, never mind. I need to call it bio. Yeah, default it to empty string, whatever. I feel like I should say not null though. Like, can't be null, but you should at least have it defined as like a string. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and load up a new terminal. Npm run db push. That should ask if I want to execute those statements. And now, make sure I remember to restart my app. Update profile. I should have a bio now. There we go. And now I can update it. And so now I need to invoke it. Update profile bio action. Yeah, looks good. Let's go over here. I'll say const execute is equal to use server action. Pass that in. Auto import that. Also is pending. We got to bring in. And let's go ahead and bring this stuff back. Now, I do think there's like a weird hack I had to add in for this. For some reason, I had to add like a ref. Don't know why, but I guess I need it for some reason. But whatever, however this editor works. Because it wasn't updating state. Like I couldn't find a way to like pass state to it. Yeah, I don't know why I had to do this. But anyway, I can run this. And then I need to also bring in the toast stuff. Just take a peek at what I'm doing, because at this point, I don't. Content. How do I default it somewhere else? Just the info that's passed in. Okay. Also, here's another question for you guys. When you do stuff in your system, you typically show just toasts on like confirmations and errors. And then also like what would you put in the title of your toast? Curious. Go down here, is pending needs to be put there. And then I need to find where I'm using this. Let's go here. The bio is equal to bio. Now I don't have the profile, so we're gonna have to say get the current user is equal to await get current user. And then if there is no user, probably just throw new error. I need to clean this up because I'm doing this like everywhere, and it's kind of, it's time to dry up that code, I think. And then I think the bio or the profile is a different, yeah, I'm like doing this over here. So I'll just go ahead and do that. Technically, if you want to be proper with like React server components, the bio could be its own component here. Bio form wrapper. I don't know. Might ask why I'm doing this, because I want to suspense this. That in the user.id, get user profile, bio. There. So now that that whole bio panel doesn't block the rendering, if for some reason it takes a while to load. Let me just double check this. I'm going to say sleep 1 second here. All right, so now we need a fallback. So let's go ahead and get like a bioform skeleton. I'll check chat in a second. I'm ignoring you guys because I want to get this stuff done. But this needs to be another component, which let's find out where I do skeleton stuff here. All right, here's some skeleton stuff. I think I asked a question for chat though. I don't remember what I asked you. Something about like, how do you do your toasts? Need to remember to check that. Okay, so this skeleton needs to be width of full for sure. And then the height. Something I'm still trying to figure out is like, I want to, hey, thanks for the follow. I want to figure out how to like make it so I don't have to like you see there's content shifting, and there's always going to be content shifting unless I can like hard code the height of this. And so what I find is that like you end up putting like this hard coded height in different places, and then you update it later on. You forget to come back and update the skeleton. And yeah, see, now that I'm thinking about this, let me move some code around. I think the configuration panel could live. Hey, thanks for the follow. I don't know who that was, but thank you. If I put this, give me a second. My brain is trying to load. If I put the panel here, the panel could just render, but then the contents of the panel will suspense and load. There. So now like the panel will show. Okay, obviously I need to fix this. That's kind of weird. Let's go here. This doesn't need a configuration panel anymore. Weird that there's like a flash. Save changes. It's like one of those things that's like, okay, I could spend a bunch of time trying to like figure this out. But who cares, right? Say who cares, I'm gonna go do it. So the skeleton here, I think I could just make like a flex gap of 4. And then for the width, I'll say I just want to look at these little buttons here. They're 42 width by 30. My phone may die during the stream, but it's fine. Wait, I don't. Yeah, so it's 24 plus the padding plus the margin, which I mean, yes, it's 42. Why is that? Oh, am I doing this backwards? You know what? Again, who cares? It's good enough. Ship it. Go back to the chat and see what you guys are doing. Use a variable for that. That's a good idea. Maybe more commas. Instead of save, it should be when you click the button, the user displays name in the input field. Yeah, I use Clack app. I like icons for my personal project. It also helps with the UX. Icon jazz it up. Okay, Josh. Do that. We use icons on some buttons for decorations, but never rely on them to guide users. Okay. Personally, I prefer CSS icons than component based. How to make it pop. Maybe add some lens flare. Yeah, descriptive button. Lewis Lee, I want to build an email service that can be deployed on a local service. The service will use our company's local network domain and provide it. I have no idea. Have you faced issues with high CPU usage when using Next.js? Like, using as in developing on it, or using as in like it's deployed to production and it's using your CPU? Locally in develop mode, yeah, I've had issues with that. I think the turbo repo stuff they're working on should fix a lot of that issues. Hopefully. But, I mean, when you save a file, it's doing quite a lot under the hood, I think. You couldn't do X, please try again later, or... Okay, yeah, I like that. I believe he uses the sea salt switches. What do I use? I'm using the cream. What are the sea salt switches? Can't you have like a smooth transition? I don't know what that is in context to. I need to know the keyboard. I'm using my MacBook keyboard, but I'm using an application that emulates sound called Clack. Clack.app. Go Google it. It's like $4 on your Mac. It's like an iStore app. Add opacity animation for that. Delete. Add opacity animation for 1 second from 0 to 1 with delay. Easy way to fix that. Flash content shift. Ah, so like when it comes in, hey, thanks for the follow. I see what you mean. Yeah, I'm on Twitch. I think it's like twitch.com or twitch.tv/webdevcody, right? Or do they do the ad symbols on Twitch? Yeah, it's just there it is. I've been working with Angular for multiple years, but I also find Next.js very interesting, especially because it's SEO friendly. But now Angular also supports SSR, so should I shift or stick with NG? I would stick with Angular if that's what you're familiar with. I don't think you're going to get very... I mean, like, there's cool stuff in Next.js, but like you have to make realistic decisions when you're switching tech. And it's like, how much time is it going to take you to learn Next.js? Especially if you're working on a team. Like, you can't just switch tech because you want to. Like, you have to have good I don't know what they call it, like cost risk analysis, to see if making the switch will actually give you benefits. Because often switching tech is not going to give you the benefits you think it is. It's just something that you want to do. Entry level programmer, how will I learn fast in coding? You just have to program. Have I used Svelte before? I have used Svelte. I like Svelte. I like Vue. Personally, I like them more than React. I think React is a little bit convoluted at times and hard to grasp, especially like the use effect hook and stuff like that. But I'm just a React dev at this point, so it is what it is. Let's see if we can save this, because I have a fake delay here. And also something else I noticed is that I think my get current user, I'm not caching this. I think we should probably wrap this in cache. If you're not familiar, the React has a library. Hey, thanks for the follow, Umit. If you wrap your function calls with this cache function, basically every request will cache the function call. So like new requests will get a brand new clean slate. And the reason you do this is because if you have multiple server components like this, like potentially like this could be trying to fetch the user in the profile, this could be fetching as well. You don't want to keep on making those database calls, right? So you want to fetch some stuff, or you want to cache some of those things. Hey, thanks for the follow, Serene Heroic. All right, enough talking. Let's just see if we can save this. So right now when I click Save Changes, it just... Wait, did it actually work? Okay, it did not work. Hello world. So what am I missing? What am I missing? Get user profile, and then we call this. Then update profile bio. Call execute. Pass in the new bio. What is console log? HTML dot print. Okay, so there is the HTML. But when I refresh the page, notice that it's still saying, oh, it actually is working. What? I thought it didn't work. Maybe I'm dumb. Wow, yeah, it was working. Okay. That was easy. So what I need to do as well, because you can't just trust this like HTML they're sending to you. You got to sanitize this stuff. So I think I have a sanitize method. Here it is. So I'm going to go ahead and just wrap input bio in the sanitize HTML. Which, why is this not auto importing? Oh. Just in case someone tries to like put an image with like an on error attribute and try to hack your system or something, you want to make sure you sanitize stuff like that. But also, I think this form is pretty smart in not allowing certain things to come over. Hey, thanks for the follow, C-Bea. C-Bea? Well, that was cool. So we got that functionality done. Let's go back to chat, see what you guys are up to. Are you a Rust developer? I am not. As long as React Native is the de facto cross-mobile framework, React will remain to make the most business sense, in my opinion. See, the thing is, I never made like a mobile app before, so... I mean, people love React Native, so I hear. Hey, thank you for the follow. Man, we got a lot of follows on Twitch. I am an entry-level programmer. I already read that one. Do you have any chance using K8s on your personal work? Hey, thank you again for the follow. AT91? Just enter to say, you're so freaking underrated, and I enjoy watching every video on your channel. Hey, thanks, Hazim. Hazim? Is that how you pronounce it? I was here before 1K. Well, welcome back. We got a real OG in the chat. Why not use TRPC anymore? Because, oh, thank you for the super chat, Ko Nyan, with the 40 THB. I don't know what THP is, but I appreciate it. Hi, it's Ty. Cool. I mean, before we hit... Oh. Okay, never mind. I take that back, Cbea. I give you my Prime, but no sub button. Yeah, I don't think I'm a partner or anything. I think I'm not even eligible for it. And I need to read into the fine print because they don't allow you to stream or something. Or at one point they didn't allow you to stream on YouTube. I mean, Theo does it all the time, so I guess it's not an issue. Don't worry, I'm still a Twitch noob. I'll get around to it at some point. Let's celebrate their first super on live stream. What does this button do? Nothing. It just... Your videos about AWS and WAF protection as well as doing VPS are amazing. Cool. Thank you so much. Hey Cody, do you use LLMs to ingest, for example, the full Next.js docs and then get tailored help based on ingesting docs? I do not. I mean, I think I made one video where I talked about I was going to do that, and then I never did it. Do you guys prefer this new Next.js pattern of having everything on the server? I personally do, especially for small one-man side projects. I don't want to have to worry about deploying an API separately and having the lack of type safety between my API and my front end. But obviously you have to gauge your project requirements, your business requirements. Sometimes you need a separate API because you might have multiple people trying to consume from it, multiple devices. Hey, thank you, Feldrock. Your content is really good. Thanks. Why not use TRPC anymore? Mainly because server actions achieves what TRPC was doing, at least in my opinion. Like, I can invoke backend code with full type safety directly from my front end. Okay, right here. This execute function, that is actually calling a backend function where I'm parsing the input, I'm doing something. TRPC was exactly that. But there are benefits of TRPC. I think the main benefit is it's a more generic endpoint. So like I'm sure you could use a TRPC client on like Vue or Svelte and still hit your same TRPC server. Versus server actions are very, very specific to Next.js. So I don't think you could probably have a Vue app hit a Next.js server action unless you put in a lot of effort trying to figure out that abstraction. Hey, thanks for the follow, Fraxio. Oh, yeah, Fraxio. Do you ever watch other devs stream? Yeah, sometimes I'll watch Theo, sometimes I'll watch Prime. I'm more interested in watching people live code. No offense to their stuff, like in what I'm doing right now, answering chat. Like, it's cool to be able to ask questions and get help, but I personally need to see someone code so I can gauge like how productive they are with their stack and also gauge like the little shortcuts and tips and tricks that they do when they're coding. Me watching some person talk about tech is not as useful to me. Although Theo has some really good points, and Prime also has some really good inspiring things he says in his streams too. I also I think a couple days ago I just went on Twitch and watched some guy who had like 2 viewers. He was making a game. Kind of just hung around, listened to him code, and I was working on my side project. Okay, let's see. Sorry. Will you be working on the other boilerplates? I'm not sure what that means. Do you think it's worth it to stream, or is it better to post videos only? I think it's doing both is good. I think streaming gives your viewers an opportunity to talk directly to the content creator. And then if you're like big brain, you can do, what Prime and Theo do is they basically stream and then they hire someone to cut up the stream into videos and publish that. But I personally, I like just making videos because I do a ton of retakes during my recording and then I edit out the bad parts. And so like kind of do that as a separate process. Hey, thank you for the follow. I don't know who that is. Can't read the text. Our videos are very good and clean and clear. Thank you for your content. Hey, appreciate the kind words. You recommend a reliable place to get resources to learn from, like Udemy or Coursera or something that is up to date. I don't know. I really don't. I haven't touched like Udemy in years, so I don't know where people learn how to code these days. It reads, hey Cody, still remember me? Honestly, I do not. I'm trying to look at your profile picture to see if I can remember it, but if you're a longtime viewer, thank you for sticking around. There's like some thumbnails that I do remember. Like if you just have like for example, this one, it's very small. Like if I saw this in passing, I wouldn't know. Versus, there's also some names that I just remember. Like Josh Manders, I see him on Twitter all the time. Daria, he's in my community Discord, so I know him. But there's like Bowl of Soup. At some point, I'll probably know him if he keeps joining my chat. Hey, stupid, busy being a moron. Of course. Of course. Every day. Can we use Docker and Mac with 8 gigabytes of RAM? I think you can. I think it'll work fine. Just make sure in your Docker settings you do limit how much you're giving it, because Docker likes to eat up all the system resources. I think libraries and tiers push users to follow such patterns naturally. Hey, thank you, Puck Wang. Yeah, this isn't even a trim mustache. This is like I shaved 2 days ago, and now my facial hair is growing back. You have other starter kits. I do have like one starter kit, but not as extensive as the one I'm working on right now. Saw your tweet about user sessions breaking when you deploy in a new build. Did you figure that out? What the problem is? I haven't figured that out. I mean, there could be multiple things. It could be my clerk session is expiring, and so my app just looks broken until I force refresh. It could be that I'm pushing Next.js changes, and then there's some type of drift between my front end and the back end there. It could be my convex actions. I update something which is breaking the interface. I just don't have the time to like do all this like testing to figure it out. It's just one of those things where it's like, I hope users just refresh, or they know to refresh when stuff is broken. I've seen other issues where like the app says like, oh, something went wrong, and it shows you an error page. Other times I see issues where I come back and there's like certain parts in the header that are just blank. Too many moving parts, you know, and I don't know what's going on. I'll watch previous live streams on YouTube or JavaScript. Are you planning to try out HTMX? At some point, I really want to try Go with HTMX. Anthony GG is kind of big into that, and I was going to try to build something simple with it just to kind of give it a feel. Armando, if you're trying to get a job for a company, what tech would you be? Let me I'm sorry, there's like so much chat going on. I do want to just try. I'll come back to the chat. I want to switch to the profile page and just get this displayed real quick. The problem with live streams is you can't get work done because I want to like chat with you all. So I think I have like a user's page here, and I have info. So technically what I could do is I think I can just get the user's ID from this. And then I need to fetch the user, which I'm doing here. Hey, thank you for the follow, Nika Coder. Alright, is that all I need to do? Not find bio view. Hey, thank you for the follow. There, info is showing up on the actual person's page now. And I could probably get rid of that info. So now if I were to like, yeah, I'm also gonna add a button here. So I can switch back. Where's that switch button? Is that in the layout? I think it's in the layout. Switch to profile. Button styles. Switch to profile. Let's just grab this button. And what we want to do is I'm going to put this in the layout header. And I'm going to put it right here. But I only want to display it. I'm going to call it edit your profile. And if you click it, it should take you back to your profile editing page, which I think is like dashboard profile info or something. I don't remember what it was. Dashboard settings profile. Dashboard settings profile. Okay. Yeah, that should work. Let's double check. If I click on this, it should take me to my profile. Oh, I have it over here for some reason. Awesome. But I don't want this to show up if you're viewing some random person's profile that you don't own. And so in my React server component, I could just say const on own profile equals, but we got to get the current user. So await user is equal to await get current user. And then we'll say if the user ID that you're currently logged in with matches the profile user ID. Do that. User is possibly undefined. That's fine. If it's undefined, we don't care because you know you don't own it. And then we only display this if you actually own that profile. It's just not kind of weird how that's not showing up, but let's just test this out. If I go to user 1, it doesn't show up. User 2. Oh, I think I screwed up. Okay, yeah, TypeScript is helping me out here. I need to change this to profile. There we go. There, so now if I go to Rick James, I can't, there's no button to edit. But if I go to my own, boom, I can edit mine. Cool stuff, right? Let me commit real quick. Made some decent changes. I need to come through and just spend a whole day, like a straight up 8 hours, just double checking everything and like refactoring stuff. Hey, thanks for the follow. I'm gonna go ahead and say adding the ability to edit profile bio and view it on a user's profile page. Hey, what's up, Abudi? In terms of speed and development, I think Next.js with RSE kills it for the 90% of stuff and simple deployment to achieve VPS. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. But it could be my bias talking. Like, I'm sure there's someone who uses Laravel or Rails who can, like, crank stuff out faster than I can. And that's fine. I know I'd have to ramp up for a while before I'd be, like, productive if I switched over to anything. So I'm not willing to take that productivity hit. Are you willing to add a tool like the API monitor tool of Vercel? To what, the starter kit? No, I definitely am not going to add more stuff. Like, I'm just trying to. The starter kit is pretty close to being done. And oh yeah, my phone's got 10%. Whatever. So the things I want to do with the starter kit involve. I want to add a link for resetting your password here. Subscription management we got. That just redirects you to the Stripe subscription page where you can log in and change your subscription and downgrade or cancel it. You can delete your account. I want to put more effort into the profile page. So again, the app that the starter kit is trying to build is a group management platform. So you can come in here, you can create your own custom group. People can join your groups. You guys can talk. You can follow other people. This page needs a lot of love. I haven't really had time to build out this. This was the first thing that I did on this stream, was adding the profile info. And I want to refactor this page to make it look more like the other pages. I want to add some example API docs just because I think if you have a starter kit, there's a high chance you're going to build a SaaS product for other developers. And I think having a built-in API docs out of the box would be good. I think I'm using Fuma docs for this. So I need to come in here and just add a couple of pages just so that if you clone the starter kit, you can like hit the ground running of like, okay, this is how you have docs. We got browse functionality. I want to add pagination here, and I want to add better tagging and filtering for these groups. So when you create a group, you could tag it and say, okay, here are the keywords: JavaScript, development, whatever. Because right now you can only search by text. Hey, thank you for the follow. You can only search by text. I don't think you can even search by like keywords like vibrant. I don't think this will come back. Yeah. So you can only search by the titles. So I want to improve the browse page. If I go to my group, like I want to add a toggle here so me as an admin, I can like switch between my edit and view mode. This I want to make editable on this page. Right now I think I have to go to like the settings page to edit it, which is not the best user experience. Maybe I'll keep it on the settings page. I don't know. I kind of like would have like a click pencil icon here. I can click to like edit this or this. But again, I'm trying to keep it simple. I keep on adding in scope creep. This is never going to get done. Yeah, so right now you can create posts. So like your users can log in, they can create posts, and you can go. I think I'm an admin right now for this group. So I can go and I can actually delete posts. So let's go ahead and click on this. I can delete, whatever replies I want. Go ahead and post a reply. I can delete it. I can change and update the post here. There's some redesigning I want to do here because like the same title is like displayed on the top, which is kind of weird. I can delete the post. That'll take me back. And if you're not an admin, so if I were to log out and log back in as someone else, like I couldn't see this stuff. Like I couldn't delete posts. I couldn't manage anything. But you can delete your own posts. Let's go to members real quick. Here's another feature I added. So like right here, I can promote this user to an admin, and then they would get all the same like functionality, almost all the same functionality as an owner. The owner has a little bit more privileges. They have the ability to delete the group entirely. So this tab in this panel is only visible for the owner of the group. Admins can come in here and they can change the icons, the group name. They can change the visibility. They can change the description. Admins, I don't think, can promote people to admins, right? You have to be the owner to be able to promote people. But yeah, let me just promote this guy to an admin. There you go. He's an admin. Automatically, you can like, do stuff. I can kick him, demote. I can send an email invite to other people, and then they can click the link and they'll get added to the group if they have an account. Events. This is another thing that I added where you can create upcoming events, and then I want people to be able to like click on an RSVP button so that like, okay, these people are going to be showing up to this event. But you can kind of like edit whatever you want. You can put whatever description here you want as well. What else? What else do I have? Oh, notifications. So when someone replies to you, a notification will get put up here. This is not using WebSockets or server sent events. This is just you happen to refresh your page, that notification might pop up. I think I do some type of like layout revalidation for notifications, but I don't think I'm going to add in WebSockets. That's just a whole nother can of worms. You can view your notifications. So if I go and click on this, I can read on one, and that'll mark it as read. I can mark all of them as read. I can clear them all. Dark mode. Light mode I got to work on. Light mode I have been neglecting, but I do want to add in light mode. Yeah, you can sign out. Let me show you the authentication. So I'm using Lucia Auth for all this, so there's no like third-party service at all. It has OAuth sign in for Google and GitHub. Also, you can sign in with a magic link that'll send off an email. Right now, I'm using Resend for sending out emails. I might switch that to something else. I think Resend's the simplest for people who are not really good at like running their own mailer. Yesterday, I made that video about the 00 app, but I do think if you don't know AWS, it might be over your head. And then you can also sign in with email, right? So you can go here, you can create an account with email password, sign in. I think I need to add in account verification links. Although I don't know what I would do if you're not verified. Anyway, you can forget your password. That sends you a token. You click it, it resets. It takes you to a form where you can kind of like change your password. You can create an account over here too. So that's basically it. And then also like I want to work on the landing page right now. Like I just have a placeholder landing page. I want to try to like bring in some decent design looking landing page. I got Stripe subscription set up with 2 different roles, basic and premium. If you click on this, oh, I'm not signed in. That I gotta fix. Let me just go ahead and mark something here. Let's say I got a bug. Clicking on get started on landing page crashes. If you click on the get started button without an account, you should, or without being logged in, the user should be prompted to log in properly. Yeah, I definitely need to do that. I need to do that. And while I'm at it, here's another side project I've worked on, projectplannerai.com. Go check it out. I basically manage all of my random projects in this, so I can quickly switch. And if I wanted to do some work on the starter kit, I go ahead and click on Web Dev Cody Starter Kit. I got all my items I need to work on here. I kind of move them over to in progress and done. I can get reports on what I've worked on. Oh, sorry, let me go here, reports. Just to see like, okay, this week I did a lot of work. This week just started, so I'm trying to, it didn't just start anyway. What else do I want to market to you all? Oh, and then I have my YouTube channel, right? So every time I have like a video idea, I come in here and I just like put a video idea over here. I got some up for to doing. Don't know if I'll do them, but that's about it. Let me go back to the chat. I kind of haven't talked to you guys in a bit, so. Your Twitch account is still using the old logo. Is it? It says WebDev Cody in the top. Please don't fall into MVC trap. I'm not sure what that means or what that's in context to. Oh, so for open source project in your community, true? Maybe some press for Docker compiles would be cool. Like if you can add a site to the project and add a content to one of those files. don't know what it is about chat, but sometimes people ask questions I feel like are so confusing to read. Like there's something that's missing in the question. And I think it's the context of I said something 20 minutes ago and I come back and like you expect me to understand the context. Trying to, Booty. I'm trying to understand. Maybe some presets, some presets for Docker Compose files would be cool. Like you can add a site to the project and a content on one of those files. I don't know what this is saying. I'm sorry. Is this project open source? The one I'm working on right now, I'm going to release it at some point. Here's another page. Web Dev Cody, WDC Starter Kit. You can go here if you want and sign up for the newsletter. And so when this is ready, I'll launch it. I was thinking about making this a paid thing, but I'm changing the monetization path, I believe. And I think I'm gonna make it open source, MIT license, like all the code here open source MIT. But I might just give like paid training materials if you want to like watch a 4 to 6, 8 hour video. I don't know how long it's gonna be of me walking through the code, explaining everything, developing on it, getting it deployed out, adding new features on a live running system. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna make like a video or a small course that's coupled to this that people can kind of use to learn. Oh, okay, gotcha, Booty. There's something missing in our brains. Chat is dumb. I mean, it could just be me. I could just be dumb too. Like someone said, it could just be the moron. Let's just go over here. Why name the component BioView, not BioView? That's just a convention I do. I've been on projects where like you have all these different files that are named completely different. Like some will be camel case, some will be lowercase with hyphens, some will be underscored. My convention is this kebab case is what you do for every file, regardless of what it is. If it's a component, if it's a util, kebab case everything. And then it plays nice with this as well because like Docker Compose is kebab case. What else? Package lock is already kebab case. So like you have this nice convention and it makes the code just easier. You don't have to think about what the name stuff. Just follow the convention. Yeah. Are there really many Next React and Node job opportunities for fresher junior devs nowadays? It seems impossible to apply for one in my country. Honestly, I don't even know what the job landscape is. I've been fortunate that the company I work for, like, it's a good company. And we keep landing like new projects to work on, and we keep trying to hire people. But I will say it is hard for juniors. Like my company basically only hires experienced senior engineers because we're working on like experienced projects or projects that need like legit experience. But I would try to say like apply to like large companies that have the bandwidth to like hire juniors and train them up to speed. Is it possible to remove those div tags and change it to fragments? Yeah, you could do that. Honestly, it's like the small stuff like this. I just need to take some time going through the whole page, like the whole project, go through every single file and just like spend 5 minutes and say, hey, what can I do to improve this page? Hey, thanks for the follow. I just want to get to the point where it's like every feature is done. And then I'm going to go back through and do a swath of like clean everything up where I can and then release it. And since I do plan to keep it open source, I'll just fix stuff along the way if people find better ways to do stuff. But overall, like I want to keep the code structure kind of like what it is. Why non-tags while committing? I don't know what that means. While not. Oh, like where you like prefix with feature, chore. I think that stuff's stupid, personally. It doesn't matter. Maybe it helps on some teams. It just seems like busy work to me. Just describe what you did, commit it, and push it. That's all you need. So that if someone comes back and reads it, they know. I sit here to make you laugh while working as Josh do with his odd. Have you seen fractals in Excel? There are many people that use their favorite two things. Fractals. Hey, thanks for the follow. I just finished my college, but I am trying hard to get an internship, and they are literally ghosting me, even though they are the ones offering internship on LinkedIn. Can anyone help me with freelancing? Maybe I should try it. Yeah, I mean, just keep applying places, I guess. Keep building a portfolio. Keep getting experience on the side. You can try freelancing. It's hard. It's just hard. Navigation feels slow. Not sure what that's in context to. I guess you're saying my app. This method is key for simple software. I agree. Next.js npm run dev is slower than prod as it's hot reloading new server versions. How do you archive the scroll bar? Or sorry, how do you achieve the scroll bar? Again, where? A scroll bar where? What page? Again, like I don't have context of what that question was for. Hello, Cody. How hard complex is it to build a mailer from scratch? A mailer, as in like what 00 is? Like a newsletter mailer? I never built one, so I can't tell you, but I'm sure it's not straightforward. Gradient background might look good. Is Project Planner AI free? Yes, it is free, but you can only create one project. And there's some features in it, such as the AI capabilities, that are not available on the free plan. But you can still, if you have a side project or a project you want to manage, you can go there. You can make work items on it. You can, I believe messaging is also free. So if you want to work with other people on it, I think you can do that. Hi, case is best. Hashtag A2. What is your typing speed? The highest I've gotten is 160 words per minute. Can you share how many years of experience in programming you have? I think I've been working at almost 10 years professionally since 2013. So it's almost 11 now, actually. How many years of experience do you have in Next.js? 0. Rest in peace, beard. Don't worry, the beard will come back in like a week when I'm lazy. Like, that stuff grows back fast. Hey, Cody. First time, caught you live. Welcome. Welcome, Aaron Gazib. I don't pronounce your name. What else we got here? What's Twitch saying? In a slower moving chat like this, it's probably always best to include context with your messages. Yeah, I agree. For juniors, basically, for your first job, just apply to a lot of agencies. Booty, it kind of feels that you aren't a fan of serverless or anything similar to Vercel anymore. Is it because of high prices, or is it more about security? It's not that I like serverless a lot. Don't get me wrong. I love serverless. I just think it comes with a bunch of extra gotchas that I don't want to think about. And then especially if you're using like Vercel with the free plan, and there's gotchas for time limits. Using something like SST to deploy your serverless application, like I think that's cool. Like we use serverless at work, and we've been doing it for 5 years for deploying our API endpoints. But when you start getting into serverless, you start running into issues like, okay, I wanted to bring this binary to do some PDF generation. Well, you can't do it on serverless, right? You have to go and then like generate a Docker image, get that deployed out because you need to include the binaries. And by default, serverless doesn't have any binaries. So there's two options. You can create like Lambda layers, and you can bundle your binaries in there and then attach your layer to your Lambda, so you can actually do like lower level things like image manipulation with image magic. You're going to need a binary probably with like SO files. And so something simple, like, okay, that's pretty simple. All you have to do in a VPS is just like run a Docker container, and it'll all work. Although you can run Docker containers on Lambda, so I'm kind of, maybe that's not a big issue, but I just been like scarred in the past of like something simple ends up becoming a lot more work. And then you have cold starts with Lambdas. And so people start adding some weird stuff to avoid cold starts, like Hano.js, or what is it called? Hano Dev. I was like reading through this and I saw that they have like some logic for like dynamically loading your controllers. Let me see if I can find it. Like I remember reading something about lazy loading controllers or something. Anyway, I mean, what we're seeing in our app, we have like an Express app with like 150 endpoints, and that's deployed to a mono lambda. And so cold starts take quite a long time. There's other issues with our app too that we need to refactor, but I've seen in some of these libraries or frameworks that are like supposed to deploy to serverless, they end up adding like lazy loading of controllers. And at some point you realize that there's things being added to the framework that are only added because you're deploying to serverless, and it makes things a lot more complicated. Maybe I'm just like burned out on the AWS ecosystem. But yeah, let me take a step back. If you are working for a company and that company has money, deploy to Vercel. YOLO. You don't want to worry about that stuff. Deploy to Vercel. If you are deploying your own side project and you do care about not having your like wallet accidentally get burned through or go bankrupt because you have a Lambda function that's calling itself over and over again, and you wake up the next morning, you have a $100,000 bill. Yeah, maybe you don't want to do that because it's your money that you're losing, not your company's money. The worst that happens is that you'll probably just get fired from your company for being an irresponsible dev. But yeah, I think Vercel's a great product. I mean, I've used it for some side projects. It works great. I think AWS and serverless is great. I've deployed stuff with SST. Just after that DDoS attack, like I just realized, you know what? For my little side projects that don't make much money, it's just not worth it. I'm just gonna put it on a VPS and call it a day. More convex tutorials, please. Yeah, I could reach back out to Convex and see if they want to do another like sponsored tutorial. Thanks for the follow. Who is that? Rising Rave. All right. I will say one thing I do want to do with my community. I have a Discord channel that you guys are welcome to join. The link is literally in all my videos, except for the stream. I don't know why my stream stuff doesn't show up, but I want to make a community project, and so join my Discord, and maybe we can brainstorm an idea. I don't know if I want it to be a Next app, or maybe we can try working on a game or something. But I think it'd be fun to like have a community of people just build stuff or build something. Excuse me. And I linked the Discord. Yeah, give me a second. Let me find it. Let me find it. There's my Discord link. I'm gonna try to be more active on Discord. Haven't really been talking as much on the channel like I used to, so I want to get back into it and get more into like the community. What is it? 12:17. What other questions do you have? Put spending limits on your Vercel account if the app is not critical. Yeah, that's definitely something they have, and I may reconsider at some point trying Vercel out again. How do you handle backing up your data on your projects? Is it something you think about? Yeah, I mean, typically I use a managed database. Like I don't host my own database, and most managed database have a way to like do daily backups or nightly backups of your data and restore them. So I would just pay the money and get a managed database. For your files, like let's say you're storing a bunch of stuff in S3, there are ways to replicate your buckets to other buckets. But I guess I can't see a world where if somehow AWS drops your entire bucket, like I don't think that's going to happen. I could see you accidentally looping through every item and deleting it manually. Like that's something you could potentially do on accident, I guess. But yeah, I think your database would be the most important. Like if you accidentally run a command and it drops a whole table, probably want some type of daily backups. What would you recommend to host a side project that's built with Next.js and Postgres Docker image? Postgres Docker image. I mean, probably a VPS or just use a managed Postgres host. I think Supabase has up to 2 free Postgres databases you can use. And then Vercel, if you're not making money on your project, you could just use Vercel to host your Next.js application. I'm starting to learn full stack. Would you please tell how to progress and what technologies to focus? And any learning resources that might be beneficial. I mean, I'm biased. I would say just learn Next.js like I am. If you want to work on front end stuff and back end stuff, Next.js is there as an option for learning resources. I mean, there's tons of free stuff on YouTube. I don't think you need to buy courses, honestly. Like, are there any free email senders other than Resend that do not require a domain? In Resend, I can only send emails to my email only. That I don't know of. In your almost 11 years of experience in programming, have you ever encountered a wild 45,000 line code in a single React.js file? Do you have any opinions about that? I have never encountered a file that large before, in general. Unless it's like a seed data file. I think we have like a JSON file that has like a couple 100,000 lines of JSON in it. But no, I've never seen a React component that big. I think the largest I've seen is maybe 1,000. And even when I'm hitting like 500 lines, I'm starting to think, okay, this needs to be refactored. Like, I wonder what the largest file is in any of my pages here. Like, I think 100 is like probably the average. If you were to look through this project, I think, like, I highly doubt. I think the form, the create group button form, that's probably the largest, and it has 102. I think my project at work, I think it's almost like over 400,000 lines of code total. So I'm sure there's some components there that are pretty large, but yeah, not 45,000 lines. That's insane. How do you know auth is set up correctly from a security point of view? I mean, I just follow the Lucia docs. And I hope that they're doing the right thing. I mean, it's kind of hard to mess up, right? Like, you try to log in with Google, and then that makes a request to the OAuth provider, I believe. Sorry, actually, let me go back here. So that's a callback. So the way it works with LuciAuth, for example, Google, is my app makes a request to this endpoint. This endpoint sets some cookies, and it also uses some like Google code verification stuff. And then I redirect to Google, like the OAuth sign-in. And then when I sign into Google with Google's own OAuth page, that makes a callback back to this function where it checks those 2 cookies that you stored, and I believe it validates them against like something that's sent back. And that's like it, right? If like the stuff that you've stored in your cookies matches properly with like what OAuth sends back, because you call this validate authorization code, and you have to pass it the code that's getting passed in from Google itself, and you also pass in this code verifier which you're storing on your user's cookies, and they have to match up. And if they do, then like you're valid, and then you can make a request to Google itself to get the Google information, like their profile information, and then you can do what you want with it. But yeah, I mean, it's not too complicated to like mess up, in my opinion. What is your opinion on harvesting data from users? I mean, I would probably only try to collect the bare minimum that you need to get the app working. If you're harvesting data so that you can like run better ads or do better marketing, I would probably make sure that you inform your users about that. In fact, I think you need to in certain countries. You have a great podcast voice. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. Keyboard name, it's sounding creamy. Okay. It's called Black App, and I'm using the cream switch. I feel like there's some insider trading going on here. I feel like I'm using the creamy switches. What's your opinion on Style X? I have not used it, so I cannot give you my opinion on it. My opinion I can give is Tailwind's pretty nice, and I like using it. Coolify or Vercel got a budget of $20 monthly. Again, I would say, how many requests per second or users does your app have? Personally, I'd probably say Vercel. Like, Vercel is great. Vercel, I've used Vercel in some free projects, and like the developer experience and user experience is really awesome. I'm just cheap, so I don't want to pay $20 a month for hosting my app. Although I am paying like over $20 to host my database and my apps on Railway. So I just need to go back and use Vercel at some point. Like right now I'm using Railway for all my deployments, just because I'm kind of big into the VPS stuff and the self-hosting at this point in my career, but I should make my life simpler. You include things in Lambda functions to prevent an accident bill are best practice. No, but I would make sure that wherever you're hosting your next app has spending limits. So Vercel has spending limits. Railway has spending limits. AWS has spending alarms, which doesn't do enough, in my opinion, because you can get that alarm in the middle of the night when you're sleeping and still wake up and have a $2,000 bill because you got DDoSed. And that's actually what happened to me, because they don't have a way to just turn your stuff off automatically if you go over a threshold. Was your previous MacBook Air good for your workload? It was good until I needed to stream, and then it wasn't good. Also, it wasn't good for recording videos. After about 30 minutes, it starts throttling because it gets hot, and then I just can't continue with the video. Camera froze. Oh, yeah, I think my phone actually just died, and I think that is actually a good signal that it's time for me to go downstairs and wrap up the stream. So I appreciate you all watching. I'll probably stream some other time this week, so stay tuned. Click the bell icon so you can get notified when I do. And yeah, other than that, have a good day. Happy coding, and sorry if I did not get to your question that you just asked about Laravel, but Laravel